The Honourable Member Asanati Lole-Taylor.
Thank you. Ma Lole soifua whawhetai mo le avanoa.
Whawhetai lava.
Mr. Chair, when I was unfairly interrupted in my speech earlier on and cutting me off from moving on to the smoking ban, I'm now very happy to stand up on behalf of New Zealand First and address the issue of smoking ban. Last night, I actually made the point of talking about some of the important area where this smoking ban is a concern. And I believe, and we believe, the introduction of the smoking ban in prisons has not ceased cigarette smoking. I have to reiterate that it has not ceased cigarette smoking. Instead, it has created difficult situations where the pressure has now shifted onto families, onto friends, and onto visitors and staff in general. The interesting thing is that you will have prisoners who are inside the wire that will be selected to go out on external party work programs. So, for an example, you will have a Mr. Collins Tully prisoner getting up in the morning, getting ready to go to outside the wire to either a farm or a forest where Mr. Tully will be working. At that time, Mr. Colin Tully will be allowed to smoke because the prison smoking ban does not extend to those environments outside of the prison wall. And this is a part that the department has failed to incorporate into its smoking ban. The other thing I want to emphasize here is that the assaults on corrections officer will continue and will always happen. We will also continue to hear further tobacco-related incidents. People don't know how hard it is to be a correction officer. People don't understand how impossible it is for the correction officers to enforce any regulations or any rules that this House is responsible to introduce. And I can speak from my 6 years of experience in that environment that it is not easy to try and maintain cool posture when you're actually dealing with prisoners, especially in situations where they are desperate for a smoke. And I can assure you that prisoners will find a way because they are so intelligent. That's the reason why they got there in the first place, because they're too smart for their own good. Absolutely, after all, they won the case. So, Minister, the situation over the smoking ban needs to be reviewed. It is an unrealistic attempt to ban smoking in prison. When prisoners on release to work are free to smoke, you can't expect them to leave the wall. They go outside, working on those external working party, then they can smoke all day long, and then come back to the prison and expect them to just give it up like that. The department then, or the government, is doing more damages to the prisoners by introducing something that is impossible to be monitored and to be carried out. The next thing I want to say about the smoking ban is that the government, instead of introducing a smoking ban, the government will do well by introducing a comprehensive, ongoing stop smoking education program for all prisoners. Now that is a realistic approach. It is not realistic that prisoners will be banned from smoking while staff who cater for them can carry on smoking. How ridiculous that is. So it is a stroppy attempt that comes with unfair implications, for example, human rights. It's impossible for you to say to the prisoner, or for the correction officer themselves to say to the prisoner, I'm taking you out on a working party, you can't smoke, and I can. The other thing I want to address
I call the honourable member Chris Farfoe. Taloha ni.
Taloha ni.